Congressman Tim Burchett of Tennessee, welcome to the show. You hear all of this, you think we're going to know all about it. I don't understand why we still don't know. When we know all these details about Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago, right, that the general public shouldn't even know, and yet there's so little there. But then you have a case like Jeffrey Epstein where we know nothing, and there's so much there, Congressman.
Yes, ma'am. Thank y'all for having me on. And I think what's clear is this goes straight to the top or the bottom, as the case may be, in this deal. Just the depths of depravity, and you're seeing it in our government. Why hasn't our FBI come forward with this information? Who are they protecting? Why are they protecting? I think we all know that this brings in a lot of influential people, world shakers, billionaires, so to speak. And frankly, our government is just gutless. We have no leadership at the top. They're afraid to break this case open. And why is a private individual or a corporation putting this information out? Why isn't our FBI already having this information out? They don't want to have it out. They're not going to look into it. As you know, there was a sex ring that was broken in Washington, D.C. A few months ago. And it was leaked out that there was influential people there. There was government contractors. There was elected officials. And yet nothing else has been said about that. Once again, the powerful and influential people in this world, they have incredible ability to suppress justice, whereas somebody like Trump gets run through the ringer every dadgum day over the most minute details. There's two systems of justice in this country. And I've said this many times, the national media makes fun of me, but we need revival in this country more now than ever.
Well, that's for sure. And revival also at the White House with this election coming up, Congressman. Let me ask you a little bit about what's been going on in Israel. And are you kidding me? Or as we say in New York, are you freaking kidding me as it relates to what Biden said to Bibi the other day on the phone call and Blinken's comments about basically saying Israel's no better than Hamas if they continue to let the atrocities go on in Gaza. And Biden wants a ceasefire without the hostages being returned. I mean, maybe they have a term for it in Tennessee, but in New York, it's are you freaking kidding me? And that's the PG version.
Yes, sir. Well, you're exactly right, and that is one of the biggest questions. I was in a little area yesterday, Campbell County, which is about 3% of my district, and that was the first question at a senior citizen: why are we turning our back on Israel? And that's people are asking that all over the world. Once again, our enemies no longer fear us, and our friends no longer respect us. I think historically it shows. What happens when nations go against Israel and his people,
That's God's right.
people, and we will suffer those consequences. And I fear that greatly because I see the press, I see the education system, everything is just turned against Israel. And you got to remember, these terrorists came over the border, they took hostages, and the sad truth is, a lot of those hostages are dead. That's their vote. They kill the people and then they take them out. And just that brutality, and then they bury them out in the desert. You never know whatever happened to them. They think they're being held hostage. They don't know where all these people are. It's Israel's war. We need to allow them to continue to fight it, because when America gets involved in these things, our rules of engagement, that's what got those 13 brave Americans killed at the end of Afghanistan. We had the suicide bomber, the Marine sniper. In sworn testimony, I asked him, and he said, yes, I had him in my sights twice. The State Department and our Pentagon would not allow him to take that guy out. Wow. They had him in their sights. They knew who he was. He was carrying the charge on him. They knew it. And yet this is the kind of leadership we have right now. You wonder why our military is so down our numbers? I'll tell you why. Yep. You see a guy out in a dress recruiting red-blooded American boys and girls. They're not going to sign up. They're not. They don't want any part of that. We have got to get Donald Trump back in the White House ASAP.
Congressman Burchett, I've got a two-part question. First of all, how much confidence do you have in Speaker Mike Johnson's leadership? And I ask that in the context of Marjorie Taylor Greene pushing to oust the Speaker. In fact, she just came out saying that she believes he may be compromised. The second part of that question is, moving forward, we're hearing that next week when you guys return to work, the articles of impeachment against Mayorkas are going to be sent to the Senate. Why has it taken so long? He was impeached more than a month ago, so why are the articles just now being sent over?
And that's a good question. We follow the legal process, and it's not, when the Democrats impeached Trump, they just did it. They said they were going to do it before he was even sworn in, if you remember. I think Rashida Tlaib said that as she cursed in front of her children and said that they were going to impeach Trump before he was sworn in. And so we follow the rules. That's all. It takes a lot of time. And Schumer, of course, is delaying every step of the way. But as far as Marjorie goes, she plays chess. She doesn't play checkers. She wants to hold the Speaker's feet to the fire and to keep him conservative. And I think that's the one problem us conservatives have, is we don't rally around our people. We elect a Donald Trump, and then we forget about everybody else. We elect a bunch of moderates to Congress, or liberals to Congress, or our school boards, our city councils, everything else. And we forget the big fight. The liberals don't. The hard left doesn't. And of course, Satan doesn't as well. He's got a long-term plan as well. But I think that we should, I like Speaker Johnson. He's a man of faith. I just think we need to encourage him more. The conservative community needs to encourage him more, because if we kick him out, we are handing the gavel to Hakeem Jeffries, and you will see the left come unglued, because they know. That's why they're embracing all this craziness right now. Easter Sunday being transgender awareness, because they've lost every aspect of their horizon. Every area is against them. Black folks, Hispanic folks. You just go down the list. Soccer mom, they're off of him because of immigration. And so he's got to go to his far left, if not Marxist base. And that's why he's doing all this crazy radical stuff. He doesn't care about this country. His people don't care about his country. All they care about is being in power. And we need to get them out of power. And that needs to be our focus. So if Mike Johnson goes out, you're going to hand the gavel over to the Democrats. That's 100%. When we removed his predecessor, we knew 100% that we would put a Republican in. We don't have that guarantee anymore. As a matter of fact, you have Republicans in New York who are in districts that Biden won by 15 points that are in Congress in their district. So where do you think they're going to go?
Right.
Yeah, they'll flip.
Congressman, we appreciate you being on. It's always a pleasure. Have a great weekend, and God continue to bless you in your work. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thanks, man. God bless me. Thank y'all.